Day one.
On Jurassic.
3, 2, 1, action.
It's been a dream of mine to be in the Jurassic family forever.
The idea of bringing back the past to me is endlessly fascinating.
We were off on this adventure, having a crazy experience, trying to make something special.
You don't see that every day.
Or ever.
The original Jurassic Park blew everyone away and changed cinema.
It's still such a brilliant film, and so full of humanity and great scares.
You could show the logo to anyone in the world, any language, any continent, and it'd probably put a big smile on their face.
I think it's no secret that I'm a Jurassic Park fan. I really wanted the film to have that nostalgia feeling of watching the original Jurassic Park.
The amazing fun thing that we've done with Gareth with the T-Rex is to just tweak the design. The flexibility we have here is that it's not the Rex that we've seen in all of the other Jurassic films.
Ours has got more of the eyebrows and the scales around the teeth, some of the shapes, just a bit more simplistic, a bit more classical like prior to Jurassic, how they thought dinosaurs looked.
The T-Rex can't sound entirely different. It's one of the most iconic dinosaur sounds ever created. I went back to some of the original source recordings. But there's an opportunity there to look for new material to make it work with the new actions that it's going to perform in the movie.
We've never done a swimming T-Rex on Jurassic. It's super exciting. There's a lot of science to as to how it might have swum, the body position that it's going to be in, and the sort of mechanics of how that would work.
When we first saw the T-Rex from Jurassic Park 1, and then it's been dry throughout. When it started to interact with the water, it had to look slightly darker and have a different specular roll-off, as if it had just been wading through that water. When you've got something the size of a T-Rex disturbing that water, you've really got to make sure that you get the subtle nuances of water to sell something that size and that scale.
We've gone back in and we've just looked at the shape and the structure of it. And so this new T-Rex is a sort of heavier, more masculine, bull-like T-Rex. It's got more muscle, there's a little bit more fat on it as well. When you see this thing actually churning and plowing through the water, this idea of power and energy is really conveyed by the way the white water is being thrown up.
We come across the Distortus Rex, which is sort of like a T-Rex with like the giant weird head that's coming out of it. I don't know, it's so gross.
None of us really know what's inside the head. We built it a bit like a brain, but it's translucent and a bit scattery. I always love the idea that it's not a very intelligent dinosaur. It always looks a bit confused by everything, and it kind of walks into stuff and just walks through trees rather than around them, and therefore it's got loads of damage and scratches and bumps and bruises and stuff all over it.
The D-Rex we sort of nailed really fast, and I was really super happy with it. It got signed off by everybody. Stephen really liked it. Everything was a really smooth ride with that.
The Distortus Rex, I think, is my favorite creature in the film, and I can't call it a dinosaur because it's not, but it's the result of an experiment to create a dinosaur that's gone wrong. But it has these very, very long, gorilla-like forearms, and also 2 tiny little T-Rex arms as well. We started doing animation tests with that, and Gareth looked at it and was like, oh yeah, that's really cool. And it was kind of limping along, like it had one arm that was slightly damaged, and it's starting to give us this really almost like hunchbacked sort of motion to it. And we're trying to create this thing that is terrifying, but at the same time you connect with it and feel sorry for it.
You kind of wanted these to look a little bit nasty, a little bit menacing and evil. For me, the key was around the eyes.
It's got a red ring around the outside of its eye. So we have a much more colorful creature, which is fantastic. It's got a slightly different design for its head and its beak.
It has this beak that kind of does a lot of stuttering. So a lot of Quetzal was about adding a kind of a staccato to its voice. We recorded a bunch of bone clacks, and I came across these great recordings of these alpacas being sheared. So once those two things were in place, it became about the feet, the claws, all the other textural details, the wings.
We have these really beautiful orange and blue patterns on the wings.
These wings were just so huge that could wrap around its body almost twice.
I was always trying to get the wings down as it went up the cliff. For me, it just always felt more intimidating.
The Mariposa rig was a 10-axis gimbal, so we had a 6-axis motion base at the bottom, which would give you these really nice dynamic moves. We had a turntable on the bottom, so we could adjust it to the sun. We had another 2 axes going up and down, so the boat could either move up or move down.
This is the first time ever anyone has done a gimbal in ocean water operated by a computer. They just hit play on this computer and the whole ship goes like.
Audrina, are you excited to get on the boat?
One of the scenes, the boat, it's on like a rig and it fully turns around and capsizes it and we have to climb on the boat. They had also little grips for us so we can grip onto them while we get up. And I found that very, very cool because you actually have to hold on. Come on!
Trying to do water in the computer is a nightmare. And so when we came aboard this, I was a little bit nervous. And the best people in the world have been working on this film, especially all the experts in water simulations.
We started by creating an ocean and then making sure that Gareth was happy with the look. After that, we started adding the dinosaurs, the boat, the wakes, the simulations, all the things that made up the shot. And halfway through the production, we would be showing Gareth some of the shots that had just the ocean.
As a visual effects artist in my previous life, I really think I'm good at when someone goes, is this fake, is this real? And there's been many, many a time where we've been flicking through footage that ILM have created, and I'm looking at it thinking it's the footage from the real boat in the helicopter, and then suddenly going, wait a minute, this was on the ground. Hang on, this is not even real water. And they're like, yeah.
So we're standing right now on stage 10 at Sky Elstree Studios. In the background, we have our temple interior set made of wood and plaster and steel. We do all of this by hand, and we carve every little bit of foam that you see behind us and bring it up to this level. One thing that we really wanted to impress was this idea of time has kind of taken over here.
Maybe we should make this quick, huh?
You want to still feel like those root systems are crawling into every little corner, or that the stonework that we did in Thailand is applied exactly to the stonework that we do here on our stage. You can see moss kind of growing up the sides of all these pillars and water damage.
And they changed the way that they were doing it through a hose to like a brass or filament. There was like water leaking from the roof.
We've rigged it with sprinkler systems, so water can kind of cascade down like rain. We've got this beautiful kind of sunlight kind of beaming through all these little holes to give it a very kind of a natural vibe.
The temple set, it's like one of those moments where you feel like, oh my, they're doing a little homage to all of Spielberg's films, especially when Loomis was holding the egg and the light was shining in. I was like, wait a minute, which movie was shooting again?
I think our mindset on this movie was, let's create as many playgrounds as we can. And you'll see it from the cliff top to the temple set.
You know, you're a very impressive nerd, Henry.
The design of the cliff face is nuts.
In the script, it was described as a nest on the edge of a cliff. And so I just thought, oh, what if there's like an old Inca temple built into the side of something?
Action!
There was a lot of stunt work, a lot of wire work. The actors really wanted to do it and did do it.
So when you land, really land, and then break the arm slow. Handle, pull.
Land, handle, pull. Learning to do the abseilings, that was a new skill. I would not say I'm like expert abseiler, but it was very cool. Just relax. I mean, you're not being chased by like pterodactyl. It's all good. We got to do a lot of rehearsal and just like become familiar with the equipment.
Ready when you are. That is good.
We have an amazing stunt team that also helps us look like we're absolute professional abseiling crew. I'd say I'll see you next time, but I'll see you on set. 35 minutes of the film take place on water. You don't really think about that when you are reading a script. You go, oh my God, this is going to be amazing.
What are those?
Is it the you-know-what?
Stephen had an idea that there was a mosasaur out in the world, and that portion of the story was about what do we do about this mosasaur.
10 o'clock!
And I liked the idea of part of the movie being a sort of seafaring adventure. I had not seen that.
It really felt like, to me, like a love letter to Jaws. I'd watched Jaws to death before I even took this job, but I really, really studied it. Everything, the feel of it, the texture, it just seems like the perfect movie. And so there's just no way you can compete with that. So it's quite intimidating starting point.
Come on, come on, come on!
making of a film that involves a lot of water. It has its challenges, but there's a brutality to it and also an urgency to it and a danger to it when you add the water element.
Well, we're in Malta. We're at what's called the deep and the shallow tanks.
These are probably the oldest tanks in the world. And if you're going to be filming on the water, much more efficient to film in a tank than it is out in the open ocean, in which things are constantly moving because of currents or wind, whereas here they're locked down.
Our boats are lifted and dropped right onto a gimbal. We'll be able to move that boat up and down, forward and back, and give this appearance that it's actually out on the open sea.
Malta has this sort of hybrid situation where you have this blue screen tank, you can fill it with water, you've also got the ocean right next door.
Yes! Look at that!
So cool.
You can take the boat that you're filming on, put the camera here, and it looks as if your boat is out in the ocean.
Action! So we're getting on this boat to get on that boat, and it's going swimmingly.
3, 2, 1, action!
The Essex is one of the characters of the movie. Was used as a military vehicle or a patrol boat at some point. It came in this like drab gray, and we wanted to give it some color, give it some jazz. There's a little something you may notice as far as our paintwork goes. The back, maybe 10% of the vehicle itself is painted in this red, and we've actually matched that red to a security vehicle you might have seen in Jurassic Park 1, which has this beautiful kind of orangey, rusty red, and we just thought it'd be a nice little nod to the original film.
In between takes, there's so much messing around. It's like a bunch of kids to some extent.
We were all thrust together in this environment and away from home. I mean, that's one of the great things about shooting on location is you really feel a sense of family almost instantly because of how everything is set up.
There's been a bit of an instant fraternity that develops when you're just so removed from what normal life would be and you're out in the middle of nowhere for a long period of time.
There's just a real sense of life and friendship and camaraderie. The joy that is shared amongst the cast will be seen on screen.
It's an actor's dream, really, to have Scarlett, Johnny, and Mahershala as my cohorts, and we became very, very close very quickly.
It's a glamorous job, but someone's got to do it. Uh-oh.
There's a lot of action happening here. We've just created all these moments where our actors kind of have to hide behind pillars and shadow or light.
We were shooting these stunt sequence of being dragged out of the nest. There was a moment where sort of Scarlett was the other side and they were cross shooting and we were ducking around sort of big tennis ball on a stick. And I just looked around and I was like, oh my God, there's like so many things that have been thought about here meticulously. And you look at the wall and you're like, oh my God, there's like individual brushstrokes.
There's a lot to imagine, but you're also like in a functional set, which is great and so helpful.
Oh no.
Henry!
We've got these big kind of pillars that are these kind of stalactites, stalagmites. As you kind of pull back, you'll notice that their teeth, the cave mouth is literally a mouth. It's this prehistoric or mythical creature, and that is kind of reinforced in kind of the motifs on the pillars. Looking that way is going to be hopefully all in camera, no VFX. Looking this way, we've got blue screen that VFX will come in post.
Hi everybody, I'm Audrina Miranda, Isabella Delgado, in Jurassic World Rebirth. When we were shooting the film, I had all kinds of questions about what would the dinosaurs sound like. Their footsteps, their roars, and the filmmaker said, rather than tell you, why don't we show you? And guess what? They weren't kidding, because today I got invited to Skywalker Sound in California to meet some of the amazing team that created those sounds and get the answers to all my questions. So join me and get ready to hear Jurassic like you've never heard it before. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Audrina.
Hi, I'm Tim Nielsen. I'm the sound designer here at Skywalker. Welcome.
Thank you. Can
How are
I
you
sit
doing?
down?
You certainly can. I hear you want to learn about dinosaur sounds.
I do. They sound really cool, so I want to know more that goes into it.
All right. The big part of my job is to go around, even around the world, and record sound effects. We build a library of sounds to have at my disposal for making sounds. We have almost 1 million sound effects here in our library.
Wow.
And we have all kinds of animal sounds, which are typically what we start with when we want to make a dinosaur. We start with animals because dinosaurs were animals. We assumed that they sounded like animals. And so we try to record a lot of things. So we record things like leopards. And we have this sound, which is a baby seal, which we recorded. It's a tiny baby seal that's been in a rescue center in Sausalito. So on this show, we've had special kind of dogs, little tiny pugs and French bulldogs recorded.
I have a
for
French
us.
bulldog.
Do you really? They, you know they have like crazy
Yep.
sounds. Well, the D-Rex is made partly up of a French bulldog.
Action!
Hey!
Hi!
Hey! Oh my God, you made it! Oh God. The film builds to this incredibly awesome action set piece where my team from the Essex and the Delgado family finally converge.
No, I'm not hysterical. I'm homicidal.
It starts at this mini market outside the old Jurassic Park research facility.
Stop talking. Stop talking.
Where the dinosaurs that we come up against are actually the stuff of nightmares.
Oh, thank God.
What the hell is this place?
It's where it all happened.
Our film is set on an island where they did the R&D for the original Jurassic Park.
The premise of the island, Ile Saint-Hubert, is the island was up and running while the initial park was running.
And essentially what they were doing was playing with the genetics of the dinosaurs to try and make more interesting dinosaurs for the audiences.
The Mutodon, it's just a nightmare creature. It's like a big winged, strange skin, translucent-y dinosaur that hangs like a bat and it's just awful. It's absolutely awful.
Then we all get on the helicopter and we forget any ridiculous stories about whatever she said.
Stop talking. Stop talking.
Bella. Isabella. Please don't say they're raptors. Okay. Yeah, you better run.
No, that wasn't the gun. That was something else.
Dolores.
Bella.
Hey.
The sun's gone down.
Okay. She's scared, Dad.
The environment that we're building for the Quetzalcoatlus sequence is a location that we found in India. There's a place called Jog Falls. It's this huge waterfall that's been cut into the landscape, and there's a gorge down one end of it. And it's a vertical drop of over 265 meters. It's just the most stunning, beautiful landscape you can imagine. And that's our beauty environment. And then we've got a cliff, and that will be made up of the set pieces that we shot on the backlot. And that cliff becomes a digital sort of extension to part of Jog Falls. So we basically stick the two pieces together and extend the cliff down to meet the base.
Gareth's way of shooting everything, to make the most of these locations when you're there, and then when you're not, to disguise the facts in any which way you can. It's trickery at the finest.
You want to bring species that actually existed to the screen. So I thought I want the winged dinosaur, which is really cool and was huge.
Quetzalcoatlus, a pterosaur the size of a school bus with 30-foot wings.
The Quetzalcoatlus, you have to get very good at being able to say that word.
Jonathan Bailey, who has an English accent, had to say in an American accent, and God bless him.
Quetzalcoatlus.
When we got into that mini mart, the set design, it's insane, and every single detail is just to the T. Like, it really, really looks like a Jurassic film.
It takes me more back to, like, the first Jurassic Park. And that's what all of the cast is saying it feels like in here. And it feels very real. I go in the fridge, which is, I think that's pretty cool.
We've got a variety of different kind of VFX puppetry performance pieces. This is the Mutadon head, which we've got actually on a helmet, which can be worn by one of our puppeteers, Ed Wood, who is on arm extensions, and then he is actually being the creature as it walks through the mini-mart. We are here to help the actors give authentic performances. So I found myself doing lots of dinosaur sounds and things to scare the actors or to just tell them where the creature is.
I'm Sammy Differ, and I'm the costume designer of Jurassic World Rebirth. This is Isabella's. One of the things that Gareth wanted was her to have a logo T-shirt. So we came up with this. It has a pelican on it. And one of the things you see at the end of the first Jurassic Park movie is the pelicans flying. And then under here, it's a Spanish for life finds a way.
Life finds a way.
Loomis has got a lot. One of the things was that little thing that's on Sam Neill's belt from the first Jurassic Park movie. I talked with props a lot about it. What is it? Because it's this funny shaped thing, and it turned out it was a folding shovel. So they made one for him, and we made up this story that he had given it to Loomis, and so he wears it as well. Oh, Atwater's got his lovely little badges. This was the mongoose, which Ed came up with, and then we decided that we would put some Latin on there, and this says, "We need a bigger boat." This was a subtle, very subtle. This was Nina's scarf, which is found by Leclerc. This is kind of a nod to Sam Neill. Very unsubtle.
Everybody's in. Looking at the camera. On the 3, 2, 1, ready. And 3, 2, 1, let's go!